All right, I think we are live. Let me double check here. Also, let me know if the audio sounds good to you guys today. Trying out a new mic setup. So let me know if it sounds good or not. Also, if you hear some clucking noises or some bird chirping noises, I do have baby chicks right here because we're doing a chicken coop here at our house because with the times right now, we're not able to get any eggs from the grocery store. So we ended up deciding just to do our own chickens. Hey, pass the salt, please. Good to see you. Yeah, we were talking yesterday on Instagram about a couple things, and he was asking me some questions on how to ship fish and everything. So hoping to put out a video on that here maybe in the next couple of days. And I'm sorry, everyone, I haven't put out any videos. I've kind of had a weird couple weeks here. And also, if you're looking at all my tanks and you're seeing how the water level's really low in all of these, that is for the earthquakes we've been having. I've been trying to keep all the water levels a little bit lower than I normally would in order, just in case there is some sloshing going on, then that way the water isn't leaving all of my tanks. So that's why all the water level is a little bit low. So just in case you're wondering why that is. Hey, Griffin's Fish Room, good to see you. Hey, Zen Ginger, good to see you. All right. Zen's asking if I'm fully readjusted after your trip. I am fully readjusted as far as like time change and all that stuff goes. But as far as like a mental standpoint goes, I'm still kind of in shock of what I saw out there. It's still kind of a rude awakening when you go to a place like that and you see so much. So just in case you guys didn't see my Instagram post, for Ocean, they sell these little bracelets. And you can get them online. And what these do is this helps them to be able to go out into the oceans and get all the plastic out of the ocean and the rivers and stuff in these places. They actually have a location in Haiti. And they've been a really great company. Very excited to be able to support them in some way. They've been doing a lot of stuff in Haiti lately. They actually have a location there, and they're making some big changes in that country. So, and right now, kind of the way that things are, it's a little bit harder for companies to do that kind of stuff. So I'm really proud of them for sticking it out there and doing what they're doing. So. Bay Area Aquatic said, just noticed the shirt. Nice choice. Yes, I decided to wear yours today, man. This thing is so soft. I had mine on this morning, and then I was like, nah, I need to wear Mike's shirt. And man, this thing is soft. I'm gonna have to get a hold of you and find out where you get these from, because I really want more of these because they're super, super soft. Also, bayareaaquatics.com/shop, I think, is his link to his store, and you can get these shirts directly through him. Help him right now while all this corona stuff's going on, so that he can actually make some money to help keep doing his YouTube stuff. So now's the time when we can support some people that have supported us through all of this. Really try to help them through this situation. The Zen Ginger said, I shared on Fish Tubers and Discord. I appreciate it, Zen. You're always awesome. Always helping me out. Let's see. How does the audio sound, guys? Just want to double check with everyone while I've got you on here. Just want to make sure it's not crazy loud or crazy quiet or anything for you guys. So there's been while I'm waiting for you guys to, Bay Area Aquatic says audio is good. Perfect. All right, that's what I want to hear. So while I've got you guys kind of situated in a different angle today, I was just going to kind of talk about what's new in the fish room. So right down here in this tank, I don't know if you guys can see it. Let me see if I can rotate a little more. Yep. So in that tank right there, we've got, there were the gold top swords, and I moved those to our bedroom tanks because I really like the gold top swords. So in here, what we've got now is some fish from Susan. They're the American greens, I believe is what she called them. So Susan over at SLC Aquatics, I was able to purchase her whole colony of the red tuxedo koi pandas, I think is what she called them. So I got those over in a 20-gallon long over here, which I'll show you guys in hopefully a video here soon. I'm just trying to let it kind of do its thing a little bit longer. So that's a new addition. On this side of the room as well, we've got some, they're called Czech guppies, which I've never even heard of, and I can't find any real reference to them online. But they're a round-tailed guppy, which is actually pretty cool. I'll have to post a picture of that on Instagram for you guys. And then that's pretty much it as far as like a new strain or anything in the guppy garage here. Everything else you guys have seen or heard from. I did put a pair of epistogrammas into the 75. You can see the male is right there. He's a pretty cool little dude. I like him. He's an epistogramma fire red. And then the female's in the coconut hut right there. So I thought she was gone. I thought, you know, she passed away or something, and I couldn't find her in the 75. And then I was doing some tank maintenance the other day, and she just decided to pop on out and say hello. So I was super excited. It made me feel really good to know that she's still swimming around in there. And then on a sad note, we did lose a couple fish. Like the day after the earthquake, we lost Quill, my dad, to all of the Candy Nemo, plakat bettas. So he did pass away, which is really, really sad. He started to really slow down over the last month and a half. He was getting slower and slower. And so I was treating him and trying to keep him, you know, healthy. And I don't know if, you know, when I got him, he was just an older fish by that time, because he was a big fish. He was fully grown. Or if he just got some kind of internal something going on. But about a day after the earthquake, he passed away. So I didn't post anything on that just because he was one of my favorites. They're really fun fish to watch. And he birthed a lot of, well, he didn't, but he generated quite a few bettas for us. So I'm kind of sad to not have him sitting right here where I can watch him. But, you know, it is part of the hobby, and we lose fish, and it's unfortunate, but it is what it is. Sharon, good to see you. Glad I made it in today. Beautiful Sunday morning. It was snowing here yesterday, and today I think it's like 62 degrees. Let me check and see here what it is. I think it's 60 something degrees today is the high. Oh, 51, no, 51 for the high today, and cloudy, but you know, it's Utah, so it could change in about 10 minutes. So and again, I'm sorry I haven't put out any videos the last week or so. There's been a lot going on. We've got the coronavirus, so I've got, you know, my business stuff I've got to figure out. I've still been going to work and doing a lot of stuff there. And then we had the earthquake, which put another whole weird thing into it. And then since our earthquake, we've had, I think, 13 or 14 aftershocks, ranging from, I think, 4.8 all the way down to like 2.4. So like everyone's been kind of on edge lately, because we're not used to that. You know, our last earthquake here in the valley, in Salt Lake Valley, was, I want to say 92, and I wasn't even alive for that. So this is my first real kind of awakening to earthquakes. So we've been doing a lot of house stuff, trying to get, you know, prepped for a big earthquake again. We've been building the chicken coop outside. We've been building outdoor gardens. We're trying to just be more self-sustainable here at our house. I'm going to try to figure out how to, when I do my water changes, how to take the water out of these tanks and put them in a barrel, and then take said barrel to the garden and water the garden through there, instead of having to like just waste that water per se, because it's really good. It's got lots of nutrients and everything. So I want to be able to reuse that in some way. So my goal maybe is to, right on the back of this rack, there's actually a window. And it goes out to like a little side RV parking spot that we've got in our driveway. So I want to kind of maybe plumb in something that runs the wastewater right out to a 55-gallon that we've got out there. And then I can run a hose from that with a pump out to the backyard. So hopefully that will be a process here soon. Good to see you, Scott. Glad you made it. Zen Ginger said, is that why the chicks are there? Yes, the chicks are in the garage just because, well, number one, it's the safest place for them because we have a cat and we have 2 dogs. So we want to make sure that they're safe, but also because it's kind of just one of the warmest areas in the house, but also just the safest for them. And since it is snowing outside and stuff, we can't really put them outside because it's just too cold. So you have to keep them at a certain temperature and everything while they're growing up. So they're going crazy right now. We've got 4 of them in here. We've got 2 more coming in. So we'll have 6 chickens in total. Let me see if I can get Louise to come out and say hi. So this is Louise, and she is probably like the most loving or most adventurous of the chickens. So she is a Plymouth Rock, barred Plymouth Rock. So she's pretty beautiful. She's a fun chicken. She's gonna check out everything. She hasn't seen the computer before, cameras or lights or anything. So she's kind of intrigued at what's going on. So let's see if we can get her to, she likes to peck cameras. She's a pretty funny chicken. Yeah, so she's getting pretty big. Probably another week or so and we'll be able to put her outside. So we'll put her back in her home. And then we've got also what's called an Easter egger. And her name is Jelly Bean. And Jelly Bean is super lovey-dovey. She's the most like calm and relaxed. She loves to be in your hand and just cuddle up. She's very sweet. So we don't know what color she'll end up being when she gets bigger. Don't you poop on me. All right, I saved that. That was close. She almost pooped on me. So. Yeah. Chicken poop on my hand. Sorry, guys. All right, let's see who else showed up in here while I was holding chickens. We've got Mr. Bees. Hey, Mr. Bees, how you doing? What's up, Sand Creek? Good to see you. Let's see who else we got. So Mr. B is always helping out with the fish tuber notifications page over on Facebook. If you haven't, go over and add up yourself on that channel so you can stay up to date. He's doing an awesome job over there, keeping everybody kind of on track. And he was kind of the one that pushed me into doing kind of a weekly live stream. Last week I didn't do one just for the fact that I had just gotten back home and there was a lot of stuff going on. So I didn't really want to have to wake up early to do that. I was trying to get back into the groove of things. Sharon, yes, she is so cute. They all are cute. Jelly Bean is probably the sweetest though. She'll just like, you put your hand like this and she'll just ball up into a little ball. So we really like her. And she's going to lay like either blue or green eggs, I believe. So they're going to be more of a colored egg. Where the other 3, the Plymouth barred rocks, or barred Plymouth rocks, will lay, I think, brown eggs. So we're excited about that. So that's just one other thing, added to the fish room right now. So right now we're kind of building ourselves a zoo, kind of in a weird way. Yeah, kind of a zoo, I guess. Our families are kind of giving us crap for for having this, plethora of animals right now. So I really want to get goats or something now, but we travel too much for that. So we're not going to end up doing that. So Pass the Salt, please, says, I think I'm going to go get tanks today. Yeah, we were talking last night via Instagram. If anyone has got any questions for me, shoot them over on Instagram. I usually respond pretty quickly on Instagram. Sent him over the link to the Petco $1 per gallon. You can order them online right now and then pick up in store. I'm pretty sure here in Salt Lake, we went in last week to Petco to get some like last minute stuff just before, everything started shutting down really and getting closed up. So what we did was we went in and we were talking to the lady there, and she said they were probably more than likely going to just do online, and then you would text in the store your order number and then they would bring it out to you. But I'm not sure what your area is doing, if at all. And then also yesterday, Salt Lake City put out a not really mandatory, but more of like a strong suggestion to shelter in place. And then they're actually in the county here in Salt Lake Capital. I believe it's going to be a Class B misdemeanor if you go out just to do normal everyday stuff. So they're trying to get everyone to kind of stay in here in Utah, because unfortunately we do have a lot of cases, but not a whole lot compared to, the rest of the world. Summit County, which is Park City area, which is where like the Sundance Film Festival and stuff is, where my mom and stepdad live, and then Courtney's parents live as well. They actually have quite a lot of cases up there in Summit County. As far as like a number to number ratio, if you were to take Summit County and, make it like the size of New York, they'd be right at around the same percentage of population with the COVID. So they're trying to kind of limit that right now. So there's not a whole lot of being able to go outside and do a whole lot of stuff. So right now we're kind of just working on our, as Scott Backer says, just our farm here. Unfortunately, yes. So I just did, with Courtney, we built a shed into a chicken coop. So I'll maybe post some pictures up of that for you guys so you can see them. And then we're building a garden. We went to the local nursery and tried to support them during this time too. And we picked up a bunch of plants and supplies and, soil and that kind of stuff from them. So we're trying to support as many local businesses as we can. It's just really hard when you can't go to them. So kind of interesting. Mr. B says, hard for people in your area to cut social meeting. And it is. We had I'm not Mormon, but we have a very large Mormon population here in Utah, and all of the missionaries were just sent home from wherever they were serving at, and there was 1,600 people in the parking lot at the airport, welcoming back people who were coming back from China and Japan and, Asia and the Philippines and those kind of places where there's a lot more cases, Italy, that kind of thing. So the governor was pretty upset, as he should have been, because they told people not to do that. And so that was kind of the turning point for our capital and our state here to say, don't go outside, don't do anything if you can help it. So we've been doing a lot of DoorDash, that kind of stuff, getting dinners and stuff in here, trying to still, again, support the local business atmosphere. The restaurants and that kind of stuff are in this area are, feeling the hurt, unfortunately, but we're trying to help out as best we can. So Mr. B says large LDS population. Yes, large LDS population for sure. It's not quite as big as it used to be, but it's definitely a large population here. So that's a big issue that we ran into the other day with all those people bringing celebrating the missionaries coming home. And I get it. I mean, you haven't seen your family member in a year and a half, 2 years, or, few months. So you want to welcome them back home. But I mean, for their safety and for the safety of the rest of the state, those 1,600 people could have just infected the rest of the state. So it's kind of one of those, did you do the right thing or did you do the wrong thing type situations. So hopefully, we can, nip this in the bud before it gets too crazy here in our state. But I unfortunately don't know, because I'm not an expert in that. So right now, pretty much what we're doing is we're just staying in. We're working on our little farm outside. We're planting gardens. We're, cleaning fish tanks, that kind of stuff. Just hanging out, watching videos, watching movies, Disney Plus, puzzling, that kind of stuff. We're trying to, keep as mentally stimulated as we can. I am still working at my office, just because it's me and another employee at the Salt Lake branch here. So there's not really a whole lot of spreading that can go on through that. So we're getting a lot of stuff done, which is good. And since we deal with a lot of doctors, there's still a lot of doctors' offices that are open. So being able to help support them when they need our help is another big reason to stay open for us. But since we're not like make sure that, did you guys just lose me? Oh, okay, good. We're still on. I just got an error saying that you guys lost me. So I wanted to make sure that wasn't the case. I can't remember where I was. Oh well, we'll go on to the next subject because I'm getting bored of that. Barry Aquatic says, great opportunity to binge watch The Office. It leaves Netflix this year. Yes, exactly. You can definitely do that. I'm actually watching Riverdale right now. I don't know why, but I'm like kind of stuck into it. I'm really kind of intrigued by it, I guess is a good way to saying it. But I've watched all the Offices when they were coming out on TV, so I've already seen all those. The Zen Ginger says, we're still there. Good. Scott Baker says, you're back. Great. Awesome. Kevin says, sorry, I'm late. I hope I pronounced that right. Every time I say it, I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right, if it's just Kevin or if it's Kevin. I'm pretty sure it's Kevin, but let me know if that's right or not, because every time I think about that and I forget. Let's see what else we got going on in here. Not a whole lot really going on as far as the Guppy garage is concerned. I've been giving some fish away to some friends and stuff. I sent Michael a pole, a betta. I gave Dylan, one of our local UFGA members, a female betta yesterday, along with some plants, and he gave me some crypts, just kind of in trade. I feel like this is kind of the time when that's a really good thing. And since our local club canceled the auction, that's kind of one of those, I have to start kind of getting rid of some things in order to make space for other things. So being able to just have some friends come in and pick up, some fish, that's awesome. Oh, it is pronounced Kevin. Okay, cool. All right, Kevin, I'll remember that next time. And then let's see what else we've got going on here. I do have quite a few bettas left still, though. I think I've got, I want to say 13 males left and 9 females, if not more. I'm not 100% certain on the number. I just know I have a lot. So that's kind of the thing there. Barry Aquatic says, betta is doing great, just haven't had a chance to film. Yeah, see, he loves his little betta. Actually, his betta, if I were to have sold it, would have been a premium Nemo Candy Plakat, and that thing is a beautiful fish. So I'm really happy you were able to get that one from me, Mike. But there are still a couple of those, so if anybody is wanting them, saltcityaquatics.com. You can pick them up there. That's my friend Ian and my's site there. He actually built it, and then I just kind of joined in with him to do more fish with him, and he does mostly shrimp and stuff. But right now is a really good time to be able to buy stuff from the local people like us, or your local fish store. You can call in. I know my local fish store is doing where you can call in your order, and then they will they'll actually bring it out to your car. And I posted a picture of that on Instagram. Oh, thanks, Mike, for putting up the link there. I posted on Instagram, so if you want to, if you're in the Salt Lake area and you want to be able to get something from your fish store, Fish for You in Salt Lake is able to do that for you guys. So that's kind of cool. They're an awesome place. Carrie and Sarah and Grace and Presley and Alex and all of them over there are just really awesome people. So really, really nice if you can support them right now while they're kind of, you know, going through a little bit more of a struggle. Yeah, see, the Zen Ginger says my LFS is letting a couple people in at a time. Yeah, there's a couple stores that are doing that, which is pretty cool too. I went into Home Depot yesterday, 2 days ago, to get some stuff for the coop. And they made me walk through like this line, and then they sprayed me down, sprayed my cart down, and then I was able to go into the store, and then I checked out. And then once I checked out, the guy sprayed the scanning unit down, the card reader down, and then when I was leaving the store, they sprayed the cart off again before I put it back in the stall. So there's, you know, a lot of really good precautions that are going into place here. So I'm glad to see that, you know, your local fish store is letting a couple people in at a time, just to hopefully slow that spread. Just right now, just don't touch anything while you're in there, is kind of the best bet. You know, if you're gonna look at a product, you know, try not to touch it as much as you can, or if you're gonna look at a fish, try not to touch the glass on the aquarium. But I mean, I don't know how much of a spread you can really have from that. But the nice part is that water doesn't spread this, you know, disease or this virus, so we don't have to really worry about getting it in our fish tanks. But then all of the other surfaces around our fish tanks, we definitely have to worry about. So anybody got any questions for me? Zen Ginger says lots of pointing at things. Yes, lots of pointing. Can I get that? Can I get that? Can I get that? Can I get that? That's definitely the way to go for sure. Let's see what else I've got going on in here. Not a whole lot going on in the fish room. I've got the 3 experiment tanks set up for the fry food experiment. And I had some endlers in there because they had the calamanus worms. I treated them, you know, for I think a week, put them into Courtney's 30-gallon bow front, and then like 2 months after I put them in there, they like started getting calamanus worms. So I pulled them all and I put them in there, and then I was treating them in there, and then all of them died in there. So that was a big unfortunate thing as well. I was really looking forward to breeding some of them. They were awesome. They're the rainbow tiger endlers. So really, really cool fish. Pass the salt, please, says the tank right next to your head is low. Yes, it is. In the very beginning of the stream, I talked about that. All of my tanks are low right now because of the earthquakes we've been having here in Utah. I'm trying to limit the aspect and the weight right now until I can really earthquake proof the fish room here, just because I've never had an earthquake. I wasn't prepared for any earthquakes. So everything is kind of, luckily we didn't lose anything, nothing cracked, nothing broke here at our house, but that's still not to say that, you know, we can't have another one that's a little bit bigger. So I'm keeping everything a little bit lower than I normally would. And that's why I'm using the mic today, because the water is really making noise right now, which I enjoy, but as far as a filming aspect goes, not quite the best thing for filming. Bay Area Aquatic says, any big summer plans? Yes, I do have some big summer plans. Right now we're working on the coop, which we want to get up and going. And then I've got a pond that I'm going to start building here pretty soon. So hopefully I can actually start on that maybe today, start on it a little bit this week, and just get it kind of going. I've got the whole area set up for it. I've got I think it's a 230 or a 250 gallon pond, and I'm just using one of the preformed ones that you can get from like Home Depot or Lowe's. I'm not doing anything, you know, liner wise or any of that. Just kind of wanted to go with the more of an easier aspect on that. But I'm really excited to do that. Trying to figure out what fish I want to put out into the pond still though. I'm not sure if I'm going to take like a strain of guppy out, or if I'm just going to take all my platies that I've got. I've got a ton of rainbow platies, and put them out there and just kind of test them out for my first year. And, you know, because we do have really cold winters here, so I want to get a a pond heater, and see if I can make them last throughout the winter. So I might try with the platies just because I have bred like 100 of them. So I've got quite a lot of them. So that might be my bet. But let me know in the comments if you guys have any, ideas that you would like to see in the pond. Pass the Salt Please says you should put in some butterfly koi. I would love to do butterfly koi. The one issue though is when they get really large, if I put anything else in there, more than likely they're just going to eat it. So if I wanted to do, more or less like a guppy, molly, platy pond, I couldn't do the koi just because it would end up eating the smaller fish. So that's kind of why I would love to do butterfly koi though. I think they're a gorgeous fish. So maybe what I'll do is a summer tub with a different kind and then put the butterfly koi in there. But I'm not quite sure yet. I got to get the pond built and I want to landscape it, make it look really pretty and everything before I really dive into putting fish into it. So I'm going to do a waterfall and all that stuff, and hopefully I'll film a lot of it for you guys too. On projects like that, there's certain projects that I like just to do without cameras on, if that makes sense. Like the 75 behind me, that one I did without any cameras on, just because I really wanted to enjoy the build process of it and not have to worry about a second thing, the filming. It took me quite a while to build this tank, but I think it came out really, really nice. I'm really happy with the way it came out. And now that it's all grown in, all this, the Java moss and everything is looking just incredible. And we're starting to get a little bit of algae growth, which is exactly what I wanted. So if you look at the bottom rocks there, you can see some algae kind of growing on those rocks, which is really what I wanted for this tank. I wanted that very natural, like Utah River scape going on in here. So all this wood and all the rocks are from a local area. All the wood is from the local area. The only thing that's not really from a local area is going to be, of course, the Java moss. And then the background is just a foam background. But everything else is pretty much a Utah native rock or branch. So that's kind of what I wanted to go for. Pass the Salt Please says true. Yeah, it's an unfortunate thing when you have fish. You have to really think about, is this fish going to interact with this fish in the wrong way, or is this fish going to interact with this fish the wrong way? And I mean, there's always going to be some of that going on in any tank. I mean, you can put 3 guppies of the same species together, same strain together, and then one might be just super aggressive. So that's what this 75's kind of turned into, is more or less like a male holding tank. Kind of just my if I see a male that's not quite perfect enough for breeding, I'll throw them in there. Or if I see a male that's a little bit more aggressive towards the females, I'll throw them in there too. So that's kind of what that's turned into. But that's kind of the issue with fishes. They have personalities just like we do. So maybe you'll get one that likes to hang out with the other fish and one you might not. So actually, we've got a couple other things I don't think I've shown on camera. Right behind the camera, I've got a 10-gallon, and I've got, I want to say, 4 clown killies in there right now. Really, really fun fish. I think I have 2 males and 2 females, which is awesome. I'm really hoping that they breed out for me. I think that'd be really cool in order to try to hatch those eggs and then be able to, trade out some eggs for people, or trade out some fry for people, or send fry around the place for everyone. I really like killies now. I didn't think I was going to like them as much as I did, but I've wanted clown killies for a long time, and they are teeny little fish, literally a nano fish, but they're so beautiful. I'm watching the 2 males chasing each other right now. I mean, I got them and they were probably, say they were like that big, and now they're about that big, which doesn't sound like a whole lot, but that's like almost fully grown. So it's pretty cool to see them kind of swimming around and doing their thing. I'll have to take some pictures of that tank too. It came out pretty cool. Lots of growth in there right now. I put some, I'm looking in the tank right now to try to figure out what it is. Some, I want to say it's Rotala, but I'm not really sure because I got it as like a mystery bundle of plants. So I'm not sure if it's a Rotala or if it's like I think it's a Rotala red, but I'm not 100% on that. And then I've got some Pogostemus stellatus octopus in there, and then I've got some of the grass in there. So a couple really nice plants in there. And then off to the other side over here, I've got the giant betta, and or as you would call them, the betta ocellata. And it's just the male because the female did, unfortunately, while I was gone to Alaska, she decided to take a nice jump right out of that tank. So I'm maybe gonna be trying to figure out with big city bettas how to get a female in here so I can, put her in with him and try to get them to breed, because it's an absolutely beautiful fish and I really do enjoy him. Lots of personality. The female that I had before she jumped out of the tank, I was working on some betta Olympics with her, and she was really, really intelligent. And she was going through the hoops and she was doing awesome. So I want to get another female so I can maybe try doing the betta Olympics with them, because that would be really fun to film out. So the Zen Ginger says, I really want clown killies, but I don't have a tank with a good lid right now. Yes, they are jumpers for sure. So on mine, I've got one of the, I'm going to have to make a video of it for you guys, how I turn a lid that goes from hot dog style into a sliding lid, so that you guys can do that too at your house. Because I don't like the folding lids as much anymore now that I've got all the sliders. I just think the sliders are so much better. So I'll have to make a video for you guys on that one. Just shows how I turn a regular lid that you can buy anywhere, glass lid, and then that way you don't have to do any cutting, into a sliding lid. If you've got the tank, sideways and not long ways, like these, you'll have to make the lids like we already did. And I've got the video of those, and Michael over at Bay Area Aquatics has a really great video on them. His is much better than mine. He went through and definitely did a much better, build process than I did. But still same procedure as mine. He used glass, I used acrylic. So just a little bit different as far as the quality of build goes on over on his channel. And I'm sure Michael will put up his link for his video on there. Actually, Michael, put up the link for your video, please. Not mine, yours. And then Mike says, still growing out your Crebensis fry if you want them. Yes, I do want some of those Crebensis fry. I've got the tank that Quill was in, completely empty right now. And I think that'd be a perfect tank for the Crebensis. It's a 5-gallon, I believe, but a really nice tank. It's fully planted. So I could grow them up in there and then potentially move them into a different tank once they get a little bit bigger. Pass the salt, please, says, got to clean my tank now. My Oli all pooped everywhere. Yep, they'll do that. Your pleco. Okay, they're a messy fish. In this 75, I don't know if he's still out. Oh, the female's out. The female Pistogramma's out right now. I don't know if you guys can see her or not. Yeah, you can see her on camera. She's just a little thing. I'm really hoping that they breed, because they're really, really beautiful fish. I had some bad luck with them. I got 3 pair of them, I believe, or 2 pair and an extra female. And I lost 2 females and 1 male out of those. So I had some very unfortunate luck with them, but luckily I have these 2 still. And I'm hoping they do really well and they start breeding, because I really, really like them. Scott Backer says, Zen, just got to glass store and bought the glass, problem solved. Oh, just go to the glass store and buy some glass. Yep, you can do that for sure. That's an easy way to do it. I mean, you can order lids online. I want to say that the acrylic, the way I did it, was probably one of the easiest processes to do. And if you get the UV protected, I guess is what it's called, acrylic, you're not going to get as much bending. So most of my tanks, they did a huge bend at the beginning, and then they've kind of just leveled back out. So there's not quite as much of a bend in my lids anymore, which I really kind of like. I like the bend because it brings all that condensation back down to the middle and then drifts back into the tank, instead of sitting on the top and and bubbling up. So I kind of like the bend. And Bay Area Aquatics put up my video and his. Of course he did. But go watch his because his is much better. I pretty much built my model off of his video, just with acrylic. So go watch his video and then mine if you feel so. The Zen Ginger says, I lost my male Episto. He bred with 2 of my 3 females and then promptly died. Not sure what happened there. Yeah, I don't know what is with the Epistos. I haven't had any good luck with them either. It could be that he was just super stressed out. Breeding with 2 or 3 of the females is kind of a lot of breeding to do. So it's very possible that, he could have just, stressed himself out. And then unfortunately passed away. So that's always an unfortunate part too. Like when I bred my female betta with the male betta, the female betta, after she, dropped all of her eggs, about 4 days later, she passed away just because she was just stressed out. She just got slower and slower after she bred, and then she ended up passing. So that's very possible that that's what the male Episto did as well. Pass the salt, please, says, I can't wait for my Gardner Achilles to breed. Maybe we can do a trade of some kind. Yeah, for sure. We talked about that a little bit on Instagram. I really do like the Gardner Achilles. I think they're really cool fish too. And you sent me a couple videos of your tank, which is awesome. Go follow him on Instagram, guys. He's got some cool stuff going on. I want to say you're 16, if I remember correctly. Pass the salt. Let me know if I'm incorrect there. But he's doing a couple things for school with his tanks. He's got some cool setups going on. So he built a stand, and I think you said it can fit 2 10s per rack. So he's going to go and get some 10 gallons from Petco because they're doing their $1 per gallon. He said, yep, you're right, 16. All right, perfect. There's a lot going on in my brain at, any one time. So sometimes I get numbers incorrect and everything. So if I get something wrong, I always ask you guys to correct me. So, see, I'm getting notifications here that Down the Wormhole is going to be streaming here in about 17 minutes. That's pretty cool. She's an awesome lady, guys. Go over and watch her stream after mine. She's really, a really good person. She does a lot of really great things for the hobby. She followed up on my stream when I was down in Haiti, talking about kind of the same subject because she was on this one with me. And she kind of just extended that process of people, really thinking about how we can, as a hobby, save fish, save the environment that these fish are from, in order to keep them going. When I was down in Haiti, there was a lot of, water pollution and, oil in the water and, human waste and that kind of stuff. So it's kind of one of those, what can we do since we have the ability, we have the means, in order to save these species of fish that could potentially go extinct. So that's where Project Piaba and the CARES program really come into play. So if you guys haven't already, go over and, add yourself on their Facebook page or ask to be added to their Facebook page. Great group of people. You can ask them any question. They'll be able to, if they have the answer, they'll help you out. Same thing with the Utah Fancy Guppy Association. If you're here in Utah and you want to join a really awesome group of people, the UFGA is probably one of the best groups I've ever been a part of. Really incredible people, the nicest people. Never had any drama or anything yet. I'm very proud to say that I'm a part of that club. They're all incredible people. They're really genuine people, and they actually care about each other. So like when we had the earthquake, here, everyone in the group was, messaging each other, making sure everyone was okay, if anyone needed any help, that kind of stuff. Luckily, no one had any issues, which is really great. And then now with, the whole coronavirus stuff going on, there's been a lot of, does anyone need any help with anything kind of going on through there. And unfortunately, with the coronavirus, we did have to cancel the IFGA show here in Salt Lake. So that was a big bummer. I know Rick and all of them put a lot of work into, planning and building this show. And Trent over at Well Done Tanks and myself were really excited to go because we were going to stream a lot of it. We're going to have a few interviews with some of the, really incredible people like Brian Chin Brian Chin is an incredible writer. If you get a chance, go onto Amazon and purchase his books. He's got one on show breeding guppies, and then I think he has another one on guppies. I can't remember if it just came out or if it came out before the show breeding, but a lot of really great information as far as like genetics go, and just a really good person. He was going to talk at the IFGA show here in Salt Lake, but since they canceled, of course, he couldn't. And then we were going to do a kind of like a fish room crawl as well during the show. And since that all got canceled, that didn't happen. So that was going to be yesterday, I believe. So I was going to go and I was going to stream some really awesome fish rooms for you guys, but wasn't able to. But if you want to watch a really cool Utah fish room tour, Trent over at Well Done Tanks just put out an awesome video of a guy up in Logan, Utah. And I believe he owns a fish tank maintenance company. And he's got some really beautiful tanks. And he does like naturescapes, very beautiful, very well-maintained naturescapes. So if you can go over to Well Done Tanks, give that a watch. Trent did a really good job on that video. I told him after it came out that I wanted him to come and redo my fish room tour because his skills have gotten so far in the last like 4 or 5 months with just filming, just, macro lenses and B-roll and that kind of stuff. He's just gotten so much better with that kind of stuff. So I told him he'd have to come back over and do mine. Also, he's building the fish room right now. Really, really awesome. He's super excited about it. So we've been getting pictures and stuff from him every day on that. So Pass the Salt Please says it can hold 9 5-gallon tanks. All right, perfect. 5 gallons a really awesome size of tank. Bryce in the UFGA club here, he's got an incredible fish room. Hopefully I can go over and film someday here with Bryce, his fish room. But he's got, I want to say, so he's got racks like these, but his are 5 feet instead of 4. And then my other one's a 6 foot. So he's got 3 5 foots. And in those 5 foots, he's got nothing but 5s, side by side, just like I've got my 10s. Absolutely incredible setup for his guppies. So I'll have to try to see if I can get a video of that for you guys. See if I can go over and do a fish room tour after all this kind of settles down and everyone's able to go back out and hang out with people. So I'm excited to be able to get out and hang out with some more people again. Sorry, the chickens are trying to get my attention. They're all standing on top of the food bottle. What do you guys want? If you guys have any chicken names, let us know. I want to say we have one left to name, and it's going to be one of the Easter eggers. So we named a few of them. We've named, of course, Jelly Bean. We've named Louise. Louise is named after Louise from Bob's Burgers because we love Bob's Burgers. We've got Lizzo because we have one chicken who's super loud and really rambunctious, and the singer Lizzo kind of reminded us of that atmosphere or that kind of style. And then we came up with the name Frittata Carlo. So Frida Kahlo, as you guys all probably know, is a very big female feminist movement from Mexico. And so we named one of our chickens Frittata Carlo. And then we are potentially going to name another one Chicken Nugget, but we're not quite sure on that. So let us know if you have any other names. Bay Aquatic says breakfast. Yeah, exactly. No, that's kind of why we're doing it. We want breakfast. We want really good fresh eggs. We're really excited to have them. We're also doing the garden, so we'll be able to get our own fresh vegetables and stuff too, which is really exciting. We're just kind of trying to do our own part here. So Bay Aquatic says, oh, Chicken Nugget is better. Do that. Yeah, Chicken Nugget. Yeah, we want to name her Nugget. We just think that's a really funny name for a chicken. Yeah, we're trying to figure out, what other names we could possibly do. So if you guys have any suggestions, let us know. We'd love to see them all. And then we're getting 2 more. So I think we have 1 to name left. So I think 1, maybe 2. I don't know. I can't remember. There's so much going on. Let's see what else we got going on in here. Yeah, so the pond build will be coming soon, hopefully. I'm hoping to try to start it this weekend. Well, I guess today is Sunday, so this week. But since the weather's been so variable here, I mean, it's been snowing almost every day. It's like beautiful sunny and 60 degrees or 50 degrees outside, and it's snowing on you. It's super strange, but that's just Utah in a nutshell. And then with all the earthquakes and stuff, it's just kind of been, you know, a whole nother added thing to that top of that. And then the coronavirus and everything. So there's been a lot going on. Pass the salt, please. So speaking of breakfast, I'm going to make some right now. Good idea. I probably need to go make some breakfast too. I might actually make some eggs and toast. Yeah, I might do that. Also, in case you guys didn't know, we are sitting at 399 subscribers on the YouTube channel. I really want to thank you guys for that. I never thought I'd be at 400 and let's see, how many months have we been doing this here for you guys? Bear with me one second. I want to check and see. I want to say it's only been 5 months, but let me double check. The first video that I put out on the channel came out on, where do you see that? Two months ago. No, that's not right. No, that can't be right. Let's see. Okay, so 4 months. So let's see, we've probably been doing this for 5 months, and in 5 months, we almost have 400 subscribers. That's absolutely incredible. So I wanted to thank you guys for that. We're almost at 500 on Instagram too. Once we get to 500 on Instagram, we are going to be giving away a Guppy trio and or a betta. So if you guys want to go follow me on there, just comment on one of the you know, posts or something, and that'll enter you in. And then if you subscribe to the YouTube channel and the Instagram channel or the Instagram page, you'll get 2 votes or you'll get 2 entries in order to win that Guppy trio and or the betta. So if you want to do that, that'd be awesome. Also, please go check out Bay Area Aquatics. He's been nice enough this morning to wake up early and mod for me. And I know Trent's lurking in the background somewhere. He's got some family stuff he's doing this morning. And I've been trying to stay away from him as much as I can because I haven't been feeling 100%. And I don't know if it's just a random cold or if it's the corona. So I've been trying to kind of distance myself even more. So I really want to go over and help him out with his fish room build, but he's got a family and, you know, a daughter and everything, and I don't really want to put them at risk, or anyone at risk really. So I'm trying to do my part here and stay out of the way. So if you guys have any questions for me, throw them up and name one Marsala. That's a good one, chicken Marsala. I might actually have to do that. Courtney will probably love that one. I'll throw that one at her and see what she says then. Thank you. So that's a good one. That's almost up there with chicken nugget or frittata Carla. Yeah, so we're just, you know, we're trying to do our thing here. It's kind of been a little bit slower. I know I haven't put out any videos in a while. I'm hopefully going to put out a video here in the next couple days. Pass the Salt Please wanted me to make a video on how I pack and ship fish. So I'll probably end up doing that here in the next, you know, day or so, so that he can have that information. And so all of you guys can have that information. I do it a little bit different than most. Like I know when I shipped the bettas out to Bay Area Aquatics, I did it in a breather bag, and he said he'd never heard of, you know, shipping bettas in a breather bag. And that's the only way I've ever shipped them. And I didn't know that was potentially an issue, but he showed up great and doing awesome. I also shipped 3 female bettas to Aquatic Monkey Business. And if you guys have not gone and subscribed to their channel, please do so. They're the sweetest family in the entire world. It's 4 girls, now 5. They just had their 5th baby. Antonia and Maria are awesome parents. They're probably the sweetest people in the world. Go over and subscribe to the girls' channels. It's Aquatic Monkey Business. They will absolutely love it. You guys will have fans for the rest of your life too if they like your stuff. So that I sent them 3, and I guess a couple of the bags were leaking. But the way that I pack it, when I show you guys the video, you'll see why I wasn't too worried. about the leaking, just because I do a little extra on top. So Zen Ginger says they are so adorable. Yes, they are. They're the sweetest girls in the entire world. Very, very sweet family. Pass the Salt, please, says, what's your favorite breed of guppy? My favorite breed of guppy, probably because it was my first guppy breed that like really got me into it, was my my mosaic Dumbo guppies. They're just right in that tank right there, the second to the last. There's 2 of the original 3 in there. I had Larry, Mo, and Curly, and we lost one of the 3. And then what I've been doing is all the males that come out of my purple Dumbo mosaic tank that kind of have a little bit of red in their tail, just because purple is kind of weird. It's a red and a blue mix. So you sometimes get a red that comes out. So I've been pulling all the red male mosaics and putting them down here with those guys. And then if any of the females are having that same thing where they're turning a little bit red, I've been taking them out and putting them in with those males, so I can just maybe breed some more red Dumbo mosaics, because I really like them. But I think that's probably my favorite as far as like a sentimental value goes. But then as far as like what's my favorite breed of guppy, I really like all of them. I haven't really, the only guppies I don't really like are the veil tail ones where they're like shredded tails. I'm not a big fan of that. I just think they look like someone took a chunk out of them. But other than that, I love almost every other kind. I'm not a huge fan of green, like green cobras, but then again, I really like green cobras. I don't know if maybe it's because the first couple green cobras I had were just an aggressive fish, and I ended up having to put them in their own tank just because they were so aggressive towards all the females and all the other fish tank mates. But yeah, I mean, I'm pretty much a fan of everything. My favorite color is blue. So blue, of course, kind of has a sweet spot for me. I really want to get some blue diamond guppies. I haven't been able to locate them in the US. They're all out of, Thailand and stuff. So hopefully I can locate some of those soon. I've got potentially a friend here in the Valley who's a truck driver, and he is slammed right now. Thank you to all the truck drivers and nurses and doctors and, firefighters and police officers and everyone out there, grocery store workers who are working triple overtime right now, just trying to make sure everyone's healthy and fed and doing their part. We really appreciate you guys. So go get some love to those people if you haven't. Even the door dashers, those people running around like crazy right now. It's kind of a weird time in the world, but we have some really incredible people in the world that are helping us out in this time of need. So, well, I am almost hitting an hour here. You guys have been awesome just hanging out with me. Kind of a little bit slower Sunday for you guys, but it is still kind of early for me. It's, I got up at 8 on a Sunday to start the stream for you guys. And you guys have all gotten up too, which is awesome. But I think, yeah, the Zen Ginger says, tip your drivers well. For sure, I have been. I've been doing usually the, not like the first suggested tip price, but the second one, which is like the middle price. I've been doing that for all of our drivers just because they're running around like crazy and they're, putting themselves out there for us so that we can get fed food that we want to eat instead of having to go to the restaurants. So we really appreciate them. But if you guys have a chance, go over to Down the Wormhole. Her stream should be starting here in about a minute. She's an awesome person. Really incredible. Has an awesome channel. Does a lot of really great things for the hobby. And just put in there like maybe hashtag guru or hashtag guppy or something like that. And so she knows you came over for mine. And I'll see you guys in the next one. And have a great one.